All right. Well, hello, everybody. Apologies for the delay. Hey, Leon. Hello, hello. Yeah, my apologies. I was talking to a really good friend of mine, and we got carried off for a little bit and it was actually kind of a developer chat as well. So I was hoping that I would show a couple of the things that I managed to do from yesterday to today. Um, I was actually hoping I'd be able to go farther than what I did, but such as the development sometimes. But here's some of the stuff that I was able to get in. So one of the main things that I was trying to do is, and you'll see that there's like this kind of the player health scrolling by that we had from yesterday. So one of the things that I was trying to do for a while, and I thought this is the perfect moment to get it in, is a way to show the player how to where his items are, right? Like because usually you have to press 1 to get like a pistol, 2 to get like a rifle, and so on and so forth, traditionally speaking. So that's kind of implied, with with it. But what I did is, if you remember, the player has this little handy device on his wrist, and when you look at it, um, it shows you the items, and like you have, and right now it's still kind of rough, but right now you have like I intend to make them to be better visible, and so you can see that one is, and right now is just a prototype. So one would be like um, the gas mask, two would be the pistol, and so on. Hey, it's me. Welcome, welcome. Which code editor are you using? I am not entirely sure what you're asking. Are you asking about like Visual Studio or um, so the other thing that I've added besides this um, is this little thing at the bottom that you'll notice is like investigate. And right now, oh, Visual Studio, it's the latest, 22, I believe. So that's what I used to build it a couple of weeks ago, a week ago, when I did um, my packaging, just to test that the packaging works. Yeah, so as you can see, there's that thing at the bottom that says investigate, and what I have in the level, there's like this little box just for testing purposes, and it's actually right in front of me over here. That when I step over it, let's see what happens. And I think I went a little too far. So as you can see, the text changes to say search area. And there's also, I'm not sure if you can hear it. Let me crank up the volume here a little bit. I'll pause this music here, and I'll try to crank up the volume so you can hear it a little bit better. So, it tells you that you're in a search area, and it kind of has that beeping going on. And when you exit, that stops, right? Um, so see, when you enter that search area, the beeping starts to kind of notify you, if you don't have this equipped, right, to notify you that, well, not equipped, but like looking at it, to notify you that you're in a special zone, right? So when you exit it, it's it's stopping. And so it's me. If you're asking how I made this, it's actually I just did it in the engine. Like I literally just posed him like this, and then kind of blended some of the ALS v4 animations to get this kind of swaying movement of the arm. Okay, so now that I've shown you, no, I didn't use the control rig. Literally just grunt work. I'm not that far advanced with the animations I've looked at the control rig for a little bit, and it's fun to use, but I was like, okay, this is a little bit too much. This is just a pose the arm in a position that it's kind of natural to some extent. So the other thing that I've added, since we have the gas mask to 1, the pistol to 2, and the pistol is not implemented just yet, like pressing 2, but then the gas mask, if you press 1, this is what happens. And the one thing that I'm still trying to figure out, it's a little loud, let me turn this down. Oh yeah, go ahead, it's me. Enjoy your lunch or dinner or breakfast. So yeah, the one thing that I'm trying to figure out with this is how to set up the mask, so when this animation, 11 p.m. okay, so late dinner, have fun. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set up this like, as you can see, when you actually equip it, like the gas mask in this case, there's like the little we looked at this in a previous stream, this this moment where you kind of close your eyes to just pull the mask over your face. It's kind of like a small transition that I did. And the only thing that I'm trying to figure out at this point is setting that up as far as the value for the if you recall, we have this post-process kind of collection for material, and depending on the values here, you'd be able to set up so that you can set the gas mask to show up through the post-process volume of the player. And so if this one was turned on to 1, this is kind of how it would show up. So if I leave it as this, let's take a look. If I jump into game, I should be able to have the gas mask. That is, hopefully I have the post-process volume for the player set up as well, and not really, apparently. Let's see what's happening here. So if you recall, the player post-process has these materials attached to him. One of them is the one that's kind of just opening and closing the eyes, and the other one is this one here for the gas mask. So let me turn that to 1 and compile this. Let's see if the gas mask shows up this time. The only thing is, it might show up before pressing the the equipping the gas mask button. In this case I've just set it to 1. So let's see. Yeah, so there it is. It shows up. The only trouble with it is that you can't see through it. And why is that? Yeah, and this is something that I've been trying to understand a little bit better, just to show you what I'm doing when I'm actually equipping the gas mask. I'm setting for starters, I'm setting the sound, so there's that kind of like the breathing sound, or actually the gas mask equip sound. And then once that is done, I'm setting this kind of the breathing sound for the gas mask. And so this section here is doing the kind of eyes opening and closing, and this is when I press 1. This happens then. But there's a combination of factors here that I've been having a little bit of a struggle figuring it out. I was trying to figure it out right before the stream, but it was getting close to noon, and I didn't get around to figuring that out completely. But yeah, the what it's supposed to end up looking like is this, right? So having this material applied to the post process of the player. and that's been a little bit of a kind of figuring out how to apply the value of this through the weighted blendable to apply this to the particular to this particular material and not the other ones, so that's also something that of what I'm trying to figure out. So let me revert my my parameter collection back to -1, and now when I save, actually there's not I don't get that issue from yesterday where the it was trying to do that auto save for that like that auto level thing that it was trying to do. So almost there. I wish I'd be a little bit further along with this, and my apologies that I wasn't. I was hoping to fully show how the gas mask looks as well, and actually in game and equipping it, and unfortunately it's just it needs that little push to get it over the edge. Yeah, so everything works fine, like this happens, the sound is playing. The only thing that doesn't happen properly is this actual value, or not the value, but the material being set. So that's what I've been trying to figure out here. I'm kind of thinking it might be something related to this, so when you have the post process, this one's already set to 1, so that's why I can't figure out why it's happening, or at least why it's not happening, right? Actually, let me try something here, because this one should not happen on, this should happen on finish. So I just noticed this little thing here. See if this is gonna help. That'd be awesome. Let's give this a quick try. Oh, there we go. That was it. It's odd that it just like it kind of disappeared right away, but we almost have it, so that's awesome. Let's see, what am I missing? Thinking maybe this should not be here. Let me try and disconnect this here, because I've already set that value to be 1 in my post process. So the kind of the strength of this particular material is set to 1. So I just need to adjust those the values in the parameter collection. Let me try this again and see if this if it's gonna work, or it's gonna come down and not work. Let's try this out. So that, and there we go. Okay, so that's great. The only problem is that it's the gas mask stays on. What I can't figure out is why does it blank out over there? So we're definitely closing in on it. I'm not sure what's happening right after that. So it's the gas mask fade in happens, then kind of the blinking in and out, and setting these parameters. Let me see if this one, I think this one has to be set to the strength. I'm kind of looking at this. I have a few parameters that are used by these post-processed materials, and one of them is this one that I've set to mask on, but it doesn't work. I guess it works by itself, but if I use this one as well, I'm wondering if it's something that has to do with the strength. So let me try just using the mask on parameter, and because right now in here I was also setting the strength, so let me try and just set the mask on to 1 and see if let's see if that helps, hopefully. Oh, and it's set right from the get-go. Oh, then I think we're almost there. I forgot to, by default, to set this one to -1, you know, so it's not applied at the game start. Oh, Severin Slovik, welcome, welcome. Hopefully I said that right. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you as well. I've been trying to do some of these streams on a schedule, you know, like hopefully the audio is also coming in okay. So I've been trying to do these streams on a schedule, like at noon, like at, you know, on Eastern time at noon, so that's kind of 5 p.m. GMT. Alright, so let's try this again. There we go, that's what I was looking for. And you can kind of still read the and that might be a little bit of not necessarily trouble, but you can still read that. But the gas mask looks good. The one thing that I still need to do is set it so that let me turn this down a little bit. Set it so that it does not subtract life when the gas mask is equipped. But yeah, I think you know, looking through it, it you know, has that kind of just a little bit of a frost effect and some kind of cracks in it, which look kind of interesting as well. And you can equip it, and the only thing that I need to do now is, depending on the state of it, unequip it, right? But overall, I think let me see how it looks in other areas as well. So that looks pretty decent. I'm kind of happy with how the gas mask this gas mask looks. And let's climb over this. Ha! I guess these stairs have a little bit of a nasty looking collision. Yeah, they do. Oh, Severin, thank you. Yeah, I had this in mind for a while, and I'm happy that that it does. So let's see if we turn on the flashlight. That looks pretty good as well. Let's see how it looks inside the bus. And I think adding the kind of the breathing effect, that definitely you know, adds to it as well. So. Yeah, oh yeah, that's definitely easy to fix. And I guess there's also like the collision here is a little tight on this exit on this door. It works okay here, but and that's where and actually let's see how it looks when you try to, because oh, this is a good point. I need to apply the same to, because this one is going to switch to a different camera when I try to interact with with this tank. So, oh, that's actually awesome. It still keeps that. I was kind of thinking that if it changes to a different one, but it's still within the same post-process volume, since the player's post-process volume has the highest priority. So that's good. So Severin is saying I demoed of my second project, but I have huge performance issue because of AI. I suppose it's hard to optimize something, to be honest, or if it's just me, I don't know. Well, Severin, if you ever wanted to show me what you're doing, I'd be happy to, or if you want me to try and play test it, gladly. So just let me know. Perfect. Okay, so that works. That works pretty good. I'm actually happy that it's always good to have these streams, because just talking it out sometimes, and that's what I try to do. When it comes to like problem solving, I try to talk it out in my head out loud. So. Oh, Severin, I mean, it's not, it's just, it's honest feedback. It's not going to be, that's why, you know, uh, pre-alphas, alphas, betas are out there, for before a release. So don't feel bad. It's if I can at least give you an idea of, hey, you know what, I think this might be a problem, or something like that, then happy to. I mean, if you want to, I've chatted with other folks on Discord, and they would just show me some kind of thing of, hey, I'm trying to do this, so what do you think? And yeah, I can say, well, try looking this thing up, because I don't really know it by heart, but anything like that should help, I think. And the profiler, oh, thank you, Boosty, thank you so much for the suggestion. The profiler is an awesome tool to use, definitely, especially if it's like a runtime. So you can find me on Discord here. Let me share that with you. I'm just gonna share my ID, and you can reach out to me on that. Let me see, where is it? I think that's the easiest one to copy. Here, I'm just gonna post it in Slack, in the chat, so you can use that. And okay, well, actually, that kind of brings me to, I was thinking that I'm gonna get stuck with this, the mask not applying to the character, but it seems to be working out pretty well. Let's try it one more time, because I definitely like the kind of the breathing sound for whatever reason. When you use one of these kind of hazmat suits, right? They're kind of fun to hear. So okay, and I think the transition is kind of okay. There's like a zipper noise when you equip it as well that I'm playing, and it takes up the screen pretty well. It would have been nice, sometimes I'm thinking, if I also use like a 3D object, as well, though it's pretty tough to have that. It'd be interesting with the 3D object from the aspect of kind of light shining through the mask, and kind of getting some different reflections when you look sideways and away from a light. Like at this angle, maybe I would expect some light to shine on the left side of this, but I think the post process is the easiest way to have it, because there's that small transition with when you equip the mask. There's like the eyes closing and opening, and then you have the mask on your face. So I think it might be easier that way to just keep it through the post-process volume. Hey Gitish, welcome. Heyo. What's cooking? So something that I worked on yesterday, I was showing it a little bit earlier. Let me show it to you real quick. A way to show the player kind of the inventory, of weapons, right? So when you look at this, now you have right there at the top, and yeah, the font is a little small at the moment, so I'll just work on making that bigger. So you have like the gas mask is one. They're going to be more traditional. Like 1 is the pistol, 2 is the rifle. Gas mask might be 6 or 7. But now you can at least tell that. And also the other thing that I wanted to do with these icons is the icon is going to be grayed out if you don't have it, if you don't have that one item in your inventory. So right now I literally just have these in like an hour before the stream, so it's still rough-ish. But yeah, so the other thing that I have is that little text at the bottom where it says investigate. If you, and let me crank up the volume here for a little bit. If you walk over into that special volume, which is the one that I'm in right now, there's that beeping happening, and you'll see that the text also changes to say search area. So within this volume, don't mind the missing head. The character doesn't have a head at the moment, but in the shadows. So the text would say search area, and there'll be this beeping when you enter that area, and then when you exit, the text would go away, and also the beeping would stop. So Severin, you're saying also I have some huge project on my mind, but for something like 2-3 years, but I think I will turn out as total crap. There is so much things I have to care about, and I know I will have a lot of time. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, because in my project I've been going at it for years as well, but it's so much fun. I enjoy doing it so much that it's gonna take longer. It's gonna take longer. I'm just gonna do what I feel is right for it, and hopefully build an audience through like streaming and sharing it with you guys. And if I get lucky, maybe it will even people will like it. So that will be the cherry on top. So it's tough. Like I wasn't planning on making like a battle royale or anything like that. There's some specific interactions that I wanted to have, and that goes along with the scenario, with the story of the game, right? And that's what I was focusing on implementing. So Anon, this is the latest Unreal Engine. It's 5.1.1. Yeah, well, so Gitish, that was actually, somebody mentioned this a while back on a video I posted where I still had the old UI, and he did mention, it's like, well, you kind of taken away from the world, having the UI. And at that time, I was kind of, I was in the mindset of a game should have a UI and this and that, and I was starting to think, well, how can I get rid of the UI? And now that I did, I actually like it a lot. And the way to do that, kind of, because a lot of the UI is taken up, okay, by stats, and those can be taken away by having that kind of the edge around the screen, making it red, so that way you can say that you're taking damage. The other way, and I'm thinking of adding that to the wrist device, is with this wrist device. So I'm thinking of adding like a health bar to the wrist device, because it's kind of tied into your vitals. It's on your wrist, so it could have that. I can probably place it right there on the side, right next to right on the left side of it, kind of just a bar, that, like a vertical bar or something, because there's some empty space there, and I can potentially put it in that space to say that kind of showing the health. So and that tied in with the, because you would have to press Q to look at it, right? So that tied in um, with the post process that shows kind of the when you take damage. I think that should give information on your health. And then the current mission is going to show in that when you look at it along with the directions. Um, so yeah, I think it works out for me. So Severin, you're asking, have you built any open worlds for games, especially some forest? I am really bad if we are talking about designing, composing something, and that's a huge problem while making a game. I have not done it myself because I use a lot of just like these cars, and I forgot to mention. If you look up user RenoFox on, I try to kind of share that with folks. So this is the user that I get the cars from. So for my forest, I do use marketplace assets, and I usually start from that. Just like with this environment. This started off from it's called an underground bunker by Decagon, I believe. So I started off from that as well. Let's see. Maybe let's take a quick look at it, and just to kind of do a quick comparison from the online, from the kind of the screenshots that they have online for this. Let's see. This is underground. I believe it's called underground bunker. If I can find it really quick. Just so that I can show you, kind of how it started and how it ended, because I kept the same setup. There was already a lot of work in placing all these items. The only thing that I did after once that was complete is I just redid the textures. So materials, textures, and it definitely changes how things look, right? Just by doing that, placing all the assets around, to play in with the story. That's also helping. So yeah, marketplace assets are great. When you're a single developer, you have to you only have so much time, so you have to work with the time you got. And let's see if I can. Apologies for the delay. I'm trying to find that particular package. If I can find it. Gitish, thank you. Well, I appreciate your words. Thank you. It's I hope it'll be a masterpiece. That's a huge word. I hope it'll be something that people like, that people enjoy to play, and and the distant story, because like in the end it's going to be a story-based game. So that's what I've always played, and that's what I've enjoyed. I'm not a multiplayer type person, or like the kind of the hack and slash type games. I do like stuff like Dead Island and those kinds of zombie games, but aside from that, yeah, I do like playing games with the story, even if it sometimes might be um, played out, like a kind of like the same old story. Grawl and Real Engine, I am from Romania. I am Romanian. Yeah, so Severin, game dev is time consuming. It definitely is. The thing that I like about it so much is that it touches on so many disciplines, and for somebody that I have no training in any of them, like going to school kind of training, right? Since I've never been to school for any of the disciplines involved in game development, well, I did do software engineering, so that definitely helps me implementing things. But aside from that, you know, everything is okay. I'm gonna look it up on YouTube. There's definitely a lot of trial and error. Oh, definitely a lot of it. Um, but in the end, you kind of you know, you kind of improve, and you'll definitely uh, find things. Okay, so I think I found that. So let's just do a quick look at it, and just to kind of look at some of the changes that. So it's called the Underground Caves and Bunker. There's like a little bit of a longer name. So Underground Caves. Let's take a quick look at it. Oh, and it's actually kind of interesting that it's not on the marketplace anymore. What's going on? Huh. So it's this package here, this Underground Caves and Bunker, but I can't seem to find it on the marketplace for whatever reason. So it's an amazing looking pack. I mean, the assets are really top notch. So um, yeah, aside from removing some of the you know, the lettering, and just to make it so that everybody can read that, you know, I don't think anybody, a lot of people can read Cyrillic, so I'm just gonna stick to English. Um, but yeah, it's really awesome to have everything in place already, and it's a huge help. It's a huge help. Graal, yeah, thank you. It's pretty. You know, when you look at Romanian names, they're pretty obvious. They're Romanian. You know, they're. It's kind of like the large amount of vowels. It's kind of it's a dead giveaway. So yeah. Hey, 3 Die, bonsoir, bonsoir. How are you? Ça va? Oh, Severin, that's. I'm happy to provide any help that I can. You know, it's again it. I'm still. Uh, you know, I'm probably past the beginner point, but you know, I'm still not a full timer, so it's. Uh, yeah. Um, yeah, I was modeling some bunker by myself. Well, so actually that one, this is just one of the entrances, kind of like the main entrance that I was. So I was planning on using this package as the main entrance to the bunker, but the bunker and those tunnels, I'll show them to you right away. So let me close this. Let's see, is there some more images? Yeah, there's a little bit more images. So yeah, there's I still keep kind of this entrance, and this is not an elevator here. I don't use that, but so I've moved that around a little bit. And from here, kind of the entrance goes down through here. There's like this is where the elevator sits. And I think those corridors that we were looking at are these here. Kind of just connecting some of these areas in the bunker. So for example, there's another set of there's another exit. So this would be that. And so this is one of the things that I kind of modeled myself. And now that I look at it, I'm probably just gonna model this into one mesh, or because like right now it's just pieces, you know, like pieces like this, right? So that it's modular, but you know, you can do corners and bends with this type of piece, but at the same time you can kind of see where the piece ends, you know, like this one ends there, and I'm not really fond of that, so I might revisit it. But the other piece that I might have done modeling at one time is this section here. Let's see, where is it? It's coming through here. Yeah, so I think this is definitely something that I probably did during the stream, and this particular asset, this one I've done it properly. Like they actually, you can't tell where the joints are. So I mean, unless you look really careful, but it's really hard to tell. where this one is. So let's see, it ends right there. Yeah, so it's a lot more difficult to tell. I mean, you can kind of tell, but so, and yeah, this is just because it's not on the ground on this area, so that's why the sun is shining through. But maybe this one, Severin, this one's the section that you were thinking of. So 3-die, the goal today, it's I was hoping, recently I was just showing, since you just joined, let me show that to you real quick as well. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but what we actually did at the beginning of the stream is I was showing this thing here, you know, so you can kind of tell. Let me make this a little bit bigger, so you can kind of tell the inventory is right there at the top of the wrist device. So you know you have excuse me, you have one. It's not going to be the same, you know. It's going to be your typical, you know, one is pistol, 2 shotgun, and so on. And there's not that many weapons anyways. And but it kind of tells you what the inventory is set up like. So so that way, you know, you can tell that, okay, you know, gas mask is going to be, you know, once this is complete, you know, maybe 6. But and that way you know that when you press 1, you know, you're going to equip the gas mask, or when you press 2, you're going to equip the pistol. Now the thing about it is, if you and yeah, it's a little tough to see it through the gas mask, but I guess that's how it should be, right? It's things are tougher to see through a gas mask. And what's gonna happen, because right now, let me jump back into game. The when you look at the inventory itself, you know, like when you look at the wrist device, right now they're all kind of you know, brightly, you know, colored. Like for the pistol, then that gas mask is black. But if you don't have it in the inventory, they're going to be gray. So I'm definitely going to have that ready for next stream next week. And also the other thing that I'll have is the other weapons, you know. So the other weapons are going to be listed. Before the stream, I could only find real quick these 2 icons that I had somewhere in my content browser, and I just added those in real quick to show them to you guys. And that's why there's not a lot of other ones. But yeah, having that in there will tell you what item is what, and if you have it in the inventory. And that way you don't have to like press, you know, like open up an inventory. Like right now I think I can show you. Yeah, so I don't want to do this, you know. Like this is like the old way of how the quest and the inventory looked. And you know, it stops the game. And that's why I kind of like to have this, right? Because this one doesn't stop the game. You can look at this while you're walking or while you're shooting, right? You have the weapon. And when you equip the weapon, for example, if I was to, like, you know, equip the pistol, you can still do this. And it's kind of, yeah, I need to fix the fact that it's moving a little slower. But you can still, you know, continue on and do this kind of action. So that was something that I was showing off 3-die a little bit earlier, maybe before you joined the stream. Oh, thank you, Severin. Yeah, it's something that I've been thinking for a while, because you know, you can always go the way of, like, if you think of Scorn. Like I was looking at Scorn, and Scorn doesn't have really doesn't have any UI besides, I think when you are about to interact with something, there's like a little bit of like a dot showing up. So you have the crosshair when you plan, and that one turns into like a solid dot or something like that when there's something to interact with, if I recall correctly from some of the videos. But aside from that, I couldn't tell of any other type of UI, and I do like that. It does fit in with that kind of gruesome, gory type of world, that Scorn has. But yeah, so I wanted to have something, in this case it's a little techy, right? There's that wrist device, and it kind of tells you, you see it in a lot of movies, right? Like kind of the special ops, or like the medical personnel, or some kind of like scientist has that kind of like a wrist device. And it's not too science fictionary sciency. But so yeah. Okay, so with that said, that's what I wanted to show right at the beginning of the stream. Kind of just get the kind of the news out of the way, the some of the stuff that I worked on yesterday. And what I wanted to do for the rest of the stream is just maybe some world building, level design kind of thing. So let's jump into the kind of the persistent level, where everything lives. And let me see, where did I put that? And what I wanted to do is the little village town area, to kind of touch up on that, and maybe set up some roads, move the houses around a little bit, because the asset that I got from the marketplace is great. It's a nice setup of kind of a town, but it's all flat, right? So I want to have a little bit of, I don't like flat spaces, so to speak. And it's nice when you have a variety of heights, but since the town slash village is kind of small, it's just a few roads and then some houses. And I do want to have a little bit of variety, so maybe there's going to be kind of like a flat road, but some of the houses are going to be on a different elevation. So, and Severin, yeah, thanks for sharing with us. That was my pleasure. That's what I do these. And somebody actually mentioned a while back on the stream that they might be sharing their build with me, for a game, and I would love to do that, kind of just play it during the stream, because I would like to highlight some of that as well. Alright, let me find the persistent. Where's the persistent map? Is it this one? I think it might be this one. Oh yeah, and totally fine. Just I think you already messaged me on Discord, so we can catch up on there. If Wixie is your if Wixie is your username, Severin, then we can definitely follow up on Discord, and you can show me what you have, and if there's just to try to help you best I can. All right, perfect. Yeah, thank you for waving back from a distance. Alright, so the persistent map is being loaded. I'm not sure why it didn't take that long yesterday to load. Oh, there it goes. Eventually. Come on, you can do it. Well, that took a little bit longer than expected. Alright, so it's somewhere under the ground. I've still have yet to place it in place. I guess you can call it that. To place the bunker area in its final position in the world, right? Because it's going to be on the ground. That exit is going to be come a little bit above ground, right? But the bunker itself, has to be on the ground. But I just need to position it a little bit better, and also sculpt the terrain as well, so we can look at that. Okay, another update that I wanted to share with you guys is something that I've been working on as far as the lighting, and so at this point I'm pretty satisfied with how the lighting works, and actually this is a kind of a pretty cool spot, I guess, so I'm gonna save a location of this. And what I did is, for my my sky blueprint, which is here, what I did is I've set up, because since I have multiple times of day, let's see, where is it? I've set up the skylight to actually use a specified cube map, because if I do the real-time capture, especially when it comes to interiors, the skylight is going to affect that as well, and I'm not sure if there's a way around it, but having the same skylight for the same skylight setting for my times of day, like in this case it's sunset, but if I change to daylight, it's the same skylight. If I change to night, it's again the same skylight. And I think for night it might be a little bright, but being able to have a specific setting for the skylight, what that gives me is, like, if you were in the bunker, or like for example, let's find a place somewhere around here. So the only thing that changes here is, and I might unify that as well. Oops, I forgot to let's select the sky again. The only thing that changes, that's different between all of these, is the volumetric fog, and that's probably going to be something to change to kind of have them all the same. But as far as the lighting, especially when it comes to something that's underground or interiors, right? They're all the same. So the night does have a different setting for the volumetric fog, that's why it's it looks like there's more volumetric, or like the exponential height fog, but so that's why it looks like the fog and the volumetrics are different. But yeah, I mean, I might need to adjust it a little bit, just because it's a little bright at the moment when it's night out. But everything else, kind of just looks the same. So that's why I went with this, just at least for kind of my testing at the moment, unless I come up with a better solution. But at this point, this kind of provides a uniform skylight lighting between different times of day. If I just decide to publish this with a specific time of day, which probably the alpha is just going to be like that, just a specific time of day, I'm probably going to try and see if the real-time capture looks a little bit better. But there's not a huge difference. Yeah, so let's take a look at the where the village is, and I believe, if I recall correctly, I placed it somewhere around here. Hopefully I still have it in my levels. Where is the levels? Levels here. Let's see, did it small town level? Could it be this one? Did I name something properly for once? I did. Oh, look at that. Okay. Great success. So I'm gonna hide the one that's, because I got an extra one that's this sky. I don't need that. So as you can tell, this is a flat space, right? And I wanted it to be you know, kind of following the terrain a little bit. Like for example, that house back there, you know, to be higher up, and uh, the and yeah, it might be a little bit of work. I'll have to give you that. And the one thing that I'm probably gonna get rid of is um, or not get rid of necessarily. I will try and use this particular mesh, and I'm not sure if that one's the right one. Let's see, do I have one? I think this one. So I'm gonna try and use this one on a spline. So this is a really nice mesh because it has the sides, which are grass, and I can tweak it so that there's like foliage coming up on top of it, and I can hopefully use it so that to make a slope kind of going up this hill. So let's see how that looks. This is something new for me too. It's been kind of rattling around my brain on how to still keep this, because it, you know, it's a nice looking road, you know. I'll give it that. So and of course, you know, having the sidewalk already in place saves me a ton of time. And now let's see if do we have a section. I think it might be actually this one, because this one is a section with no you know, kind of the no parking, or like this one that I've selected has this little thing where there's like this driveway entry thing here, and this one was also the same one. So I think we'll use this piece here to oh, and this is a blueprint. Okay, let's see, it's actually kind of cool, to be honest with you. Let's edit this. So in here, let's see which one's the mesh, how the setup was done. So we have this array of various 3D objects. Let's see which one to use. Alright, so first I'm going to drop in a spline. And one of the most useful tools for world building. Let's see how this is going to turn out. Alright, well, I have the road. Oh, this is kind of interesting actually. It looks like it looks like it's kind of split in half. Is that what I'm seeing? So let's take a quick look at it. It does look that way. I was kind of thinking that it might be just a section, but I guess it's half of a section. So let's see how this one gets applied, because one of the things that, especially with and it looks like that might be the case, especially with the spline, if the object is not there's not a lot of you know, kind of edge loops or subdivisions in it, it's not gonna work so well. But let's see how this one fares. So I have the road one selected. Let's add that in. Alright, and adding another point. Oh, it actually doesn't bend too bad. It's actually pretty good. And this is where I meant that having some extra, yeah, and I think I'm gonna need to do that, adding some edge loops to this model, because it's not you can see, I don't want to see that there. But having this one, and let's see, I'm gonna try and make it so that it's snappy. I can set it up around here, or wherever the whatever the next section for the house might be at, and it's going to be a little bit fun to select this since it's not grouped. But say I'm going to start from here, right? And I think, let me see, I'm going to hide the vegetation for now. Just so that it might make it a little bit easier sculpting. And I'm not entirely sure where these guys... Oh, this is probably from the small town level. So I'm wondering if I should keep this vegetation around. Yeah, let's keep it for now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sculpting this terrain a little bit, and I might need to move this kind of forward that way as well. Let's hide these trees as well. I think these I just placed them manually in the world. Alright, let's hide the terrain for a little bit and see about selecting this house. So let's hide these kind of landscape pieces around it, because these ones are definitely going to be just the terrain, so I'm not going to need that. So I'm going to delete them for now. And also, what is this piece? Is this the entire, that looks like it's the landscape. Oh no, it's just a mountain underneath. So I can probably hide that. And now I got lost. What happened? Where's my town? There it is. Alright, so let's hide this as well so we can get a selection for just the house. So 3Die is asking, I'm not sure if I asked you about loots. Oh yeah, so I think it's, what is it, lookup table? So I've tried them, and I use them to some extent. Like for example, like the gas mask, I believe has a specific loot which is more towards like a greenish tint. And but aside from that, I think I just have one loot and slightly adjusted at times. So yeah, I kind of have a combination for those. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, there it is. So let's group this. Oh, they're in a different level? Well, which one else did I select? Oh, these this box here. So let's deselect these. I'm not sure why it would select something that's not even in so yeah, oh yeah, no problem. Thank you for the question. Okay, let's see if okay, so we have everything in the small town level, so now I can group it together. So I have a group. So that's one of the houses, and I can easily move it to where the next level will be, or like not the next level, but kind of the higher area of the terrain. So maybe somewhere around here. Alright, so let's sculpt the terrain a little bit. And for that, Shift 2. And first, I'm going to start with adding a ramp because, kind of just going from here to here. And of course, the main thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to get it, you know, kind of close, you know, within um, a reasonable section of this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put one there and one here, and let's sync it to about there, and this one to right about where the street next level is at. So let's see how that looks there. Now it's already better, you know, because like now I can actually see the road, so I can bring that down a little more, and just a little bit. Yeah, the ramps are awesome. They're so useful. There we go. That's pretty good. So now up in here, let's actually flatten some of this area. And I think the level that we need to be at is somewhere right around here. Let's pick that up. Alright, so somewhere about there. Now since I have a lot of I'm using the landscape grass layer, it sometimes depending on how complex that is, it might take you some time to sculpt things. So let's see, I believe it could be a little bit higher, but that should be pretty good so it doesn't kind of stick through the terrain. So I'm going to continue sculpting some of this, because I'm going to end up bringing some of the other ones to that level as well. Hey Chadi, welcome, welcome. How are you? Alright, so there it is. I have kind of added another level in here. And for that, let's also continue it with one of these pieces. And kind of without paying too much attention, they lined up pretty well. That's kind of lucky there. Okay, that's pretty good. That's a lot better than expected, I'll have to be honest. Alright, well, so I have this piece. Oh, hey, then welcome to the fun. Alright, well, one of the things that, especially when it comes to these kind of streets and these kind of rectangular shaped, flat shaped surfaces, I want to keep it with the grid. So I'm gonna try and get as close as I can to the grid placements here. So that way when I duplicate it, it's gonna follow that. Let's try that out. So there we go. Pretty good. And there's kind of a slope going down to this section here, and of course it's in a rough state at the moment. Definitely can be made better. But then from here, what I'm going to try and do is actually also branch it on this way. So right now it's really just a rough, how should I put this, civil engineering as far as kind of getting this new layout for the town. So for example, you know, there might be a couple of houses on this level and then maybe two more up here, or not two more, but like some more down this way. But for that, let's actually make this go a little higher. So I'm gonna go like kind of like this. Whoopsie. Hey Aperelius, welcome. So this is a game that I've been working on for a number of years. You know, I have to admit it. It's been a while since I've been working on this project, and it's an action adventure story-based game called just like the name of the stream, On Your Own, because I am working on my own on this, and hence the name. Okay, and let's see. I might want to do right now. What I'm doing is I'm just I'm building this this town area where some of the workers, because like the world itself is like so, and there's this big factory kind of here where most of these guys are working at. It's going to be in this area. Let me show it real quick. Which is also from a marketplace asset, which it's a really good one. And so this is kind of the water facility happening here in this area. There it is. So Chatty, I've actually started. Wow, it's been 10 years, but you know, a lot of it. Literally, the serious development part to this game happened since 2018. Yeah, so in 2018, around the middle of 2018, I moved to Unreal. Prior to that, I was using CryEngine, and it was very difficult progressing. So I decided to move to Unreal. So at that point, I did start from scratch. Xai, Metro plus The Last of Us. You know what? That's actually a good combination, though. No zombies or clickers. What are they called? Yeah, I think they're called clickers. You know, like that kind of noise. It's an awesome show. I have to say. I really at least I haven't played the game. I have played Metro. I loved Metro. Metro is such an awesome project. The Last of Us. I'm waiting for it to come out for PC. And I'm probably gonna get it at that point. But yeah, Metro is an amazing game. I loved Metro, and especially I'm not sure why they I think people were really in love with the first two, which were great as well. But to me, I actually liked the what is it, Metro Exodus better, just because of the world of the kind of the open world aspect of things. You know. It's you know, it was coming to that point, I think, in Metro where and apologies, this is taking so long because I've set the terrain to use nanite. So when you set at least from what I can tell, when you set the terrain to be nanite, it takes forever to save. I'm not sure why. It just some for whatever reason that's what's happening on my end. Xai, I'm looking for some tutorials about animation MetaHuman, but I don't know how I can work with MetaHuman Skeleton in Blender. Oh, well, funny you ask. If you look at a couple of my older videos, I think I did it live, if I recall correctly. I've actually exported I was working with a MetaHuman Skeleton, exported it to Blender, and from there I've actually what did I do? I was trying to remove some bones or parent no, actually I exported it to Blender to parent a piece of clothing that I got from Sketchfab, to parent it to the MetaHuman skeleton. So, and I believe I was doing that in one of the previous videos, like kind of exporting the skeleton and then importing it to Blender, you know, parenting. And now that kind of gives me an idea, because you're asking about that. So if you're looking for stuff, that means that there's not something that is so available. So that could be an idea for a tutorial. Yeah, 3-die, I think that might have been a couple of weeks ago. I think I've actually labeled it as and oh my god, this is taking forever. I'm sorry. But yeah, the shirts, exactly, that's the one, the shirts. But I believe, I'm not sure if I did it to if I did it to, what did I call it, if I did it to the mannequin skeleton or the metahuman skeleton. So Xai saying, hi Woodrek, welcome, Merja, Merja. So I want to create similar animation like The Last of Us, crouching pickup animation, but with face animation as well. And funny you mentioned that. We looked at the same thing just last week, I believe, or the week again. 3Die, thank you for telling me that. Oh my god, what the heck is happening with this terrain? Yeah, this is definitely nanite. I believe it's just enabling nanite on the landscape for this big map is, I think, what's causing this issue. I might just kill the engine if this doesn't do it. I should have known better. Yeah, it might be stuck. That's true. Let me see what's happening here. It's still going. It doesn't seem to be stuck, so I'm hoping it's still going. So, Xai, sorry to kind of sidetrack, but just to get back to your question, it's what we did last week. I was showing either last week or 2 weeks ago. They're starting to kind of blur together for a little bit. Yeah, exactly. You explained about transfer weight and why you use the 2.79 version for Blender for it. But I believe, I'm not sure, during that same stream, 3Die, if I was there it goes, finally. Oh my god, that took forever. So Xai, I was showing how to have the face skeleton for the mannequin stuck to the body, but also apply an animation to it, because it's that's where things get a little tricky, right? So let's put a quick let me show you real quick, if you're still here. Let me show you real quick what I have done for my NPC, and maybe it will help you, just so that you can apply a set of animations to the body, but then also apply some facial animations to the head, right? So just to mention, I am using ALS v4, and this applies to that, but it could apply in other situations as well. And let me find where my NPC friendly, here it is. Okay. So in here, oh my god, I have so many tabs open, jeez. If you remember from if you use ALS, or if you don't, I have a bunch of body pieces, body parts. So basically I have, the hand, the arms, the head, the legs, other meshes if so inclined, if you have like clothing or anything else stuck on top. So in the construction script, what I'm doing is to get all those meshes to have the same animation. It's just setting the skin asset and update, and at the end of this, all these come together into set leader pose component. Not sure if you're familiar with that, but having the set leader pose component sets every body mesh to use the animations from the mesh, right? So here is where you need to be careful with when you retarget things or use a different skeleton. They have to have the same skeleton, right? Now when it comes to the face, so I'm not doing anything. This is just setting up the different, so I can get a variety. I'm setting up a different head skeletal mesh for, like in this case for this guy, I have let's see, the face for Lucian, but I can use like Vivian, I believe. Let's see. Vivian is just another one of the metahumans. Where is it? Well, not Viva, Vivian. Face mesh. So I can use her. The only problem with her is that she's on a female body, so that's why you see like the gaps. Let me see if I can get a little closer. That's why you see, oops, I'm moving a little too quick. So that's why you see the gaps around here. That's why you need to make sure that when you use the head should match the skeleton, right? And in my game I only have like the underweight body type, because those can be easily masked with clothing items, right? So that's easy to do. Okay, so let's get back to this asset here. So I'm setting it to whatever variety of head I have. If I have multiple males, I can set different heads on the same body. Just kind of make sure that the skin tone matches. Okay. Now this one is going to be right here, and I don't have a parent socket for anything because they're gonna if you use the metahuman skeleton, they share the same bones, right? The face skeleton and the body skeleton, they have the same bones, so I don't really need to set the leader pose component. Now if I look at this, the NMBP for the face, this is where it's important, at least in my case. Let's take a quick look at this. So what I do use is the face NMBP comes with this copy pose from mesh. So this is what actually transfers the same animation, like in this case, that would be on your body to your face, because the face uses different animation blueprint than the body. So copying the pose from my body transfers it to the bones of this of the face, and they do share some of the bones, especially when it comes to like this area around here. What this gives me is the ability to do stuff like this, like in my case, just look at whenever you interact with the character, when you get into range to the character, and also to play and now it's just not connected, but to play talking montages. So I use this package called MetaHuman SDK. So if you look on the marketplace here and you search for MetaHuman SDK, this is a really cool package that can generate the audio to exactly what it says, audio to facial animations. So it would also add some of the kind of the the forehead movement, the eye movement when you generate those from audio. And I believe you can do it at runtime. I think they have an API that you can call at runtime. I just prefer to generate them and have them stored locally because I'm not entirely sure if hopefully these folks are going to be around for a while. But if your game releases 2 years from now and you're trying to call their API and they're not responding, then the player is going to just be stuck there with an NPC with a stuck mouth, right? So nothing is going to happen. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of what I'm doing. I mean, kind of in a nutshell, that's what I'm doing. So let me change this back to Lucian. Okay. So with that side note, let's take a look at where is it? It's kind of moving a little slow at this point with all these levels turned on. Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna, like right now, if I with this character, once I jump into game mode and I get close to him, he's gonna look at you, through that through this here, through these look at nodes. He's gonna look at you, kind of focus on you, rotate towards you. So it's using the ALS body animations with those generated facial animations. So if you start talking to him, or if you interact with him and he starts talking to you, giving you the missions, his lips are going to start moving, just following the generated animations. So that's why, let me see if I have it here. I thought I did. There was like I had the node to, oh yeah, so I have this this little slot here, which all my animations are going into this slot, all my montages. So that's why when I start playing a montage, it goes through this slot and then it just plays the montage, just like that. And also, just to note this, layer blend per bone, here I am using the facial C facial root. So that way anything above that will be using that montage, the montage that was generated. So hopefully that helps. That's a because now you brought that up, it might be a good good idea for a tutorial, because if you couldn't find something that could be something interesting to do, and it's not it's actually not, I'm trying to kind of time things out as well, a tutorial to make that as well as kind of my day job, and working on the project as well. So I'm kind of thinking of a tutorial to do that, like a tutorial to show, okay, well, this is the setup. When you take a metahuman head, you put it on a metahuman body, you want to animate it to the ALS, for example, retarget it and animate it to ALS. So I'm trying to figure out a way, because there's multiple points of this. There's like whenever you retarget things, especially with Unreal Engine, there's quite a bit more complex setup than it was with Unreal Engine 4. And I'm wondering if I should cover that within the same tutorial, because there's already some tutorials on retargeting. So maybe that will be skipped, but at least this part that I just shown you, maybe cover that. So I think that should be helpful if you think so. So as an idea, I'm thinking of starting from the ALS package, because it already has animations for the body, and retargeting to the metahuman skeleton. I'm not going to show how the rig is set up. I'm just probably going to do a quick overview on the rig, on the retargeting rig, and then kind of setting up interacting, having that NPC look at you, turning towards you, focusing on you, as well as starting the dialogue, which should be pretty simple to have an interaction like that. So what do you think? Would that be something interesting? Or at least I guess it could be interesting, but useful. I guess that's the big question, if it's something of use. Oh, perfect. I've been trying to come up with some more ideas for tutorials, because I've been I've been doing those, but sometimes it's kind of hard to to come up with ideas, to come up with something that's useful as well. So alright, well, let's follow where this road might be, so that way I can select these two houses and kind of bring them up. So Um, so Sai is saying, but I don't know if you want to show something like that to people. Why not? I mean, if it's useful for folks, it's no industry secret or anything like that, or hopefully that's what you're asking. All right, so this should be interesting. It could give some could give a little bit of variety for these two houses here. So let me delete these ground sections here. I mean, my hope is that it'd be something that that people will have will get some use out of, and okay, yes, delete this. Oh, that was a big group there. I might not want to delete that just yet. Let's try and just bring this up to where the street level, the new street level is at. And I'm gonna duplicate this to join them there. It says this is a group, which is useful. Let's try and place them right about there. Oh, I see, okay. But what's TLOU? I don't think I've heard that. Oh, The Last of Us. Okay. Thank you for that. Well, so what I've shown you is probably just talking to people while running, right? Because the thing is, you can play, that's what I was trying to show you, is you can play a separate animation on the face than you're playing on the body. So while the body is fighting, it's gonna using this copy from mesh node, copy pose from mesh. So at this point, the mesh is the body of the character. Like if you recall when we were looking at the NPC, the mesh is the main skeleton, right? So this one the mesh can do anything at this point. It can be flying, but the face could be talking, right? So that's what I was trying to tell you. Does that make sense? So that's why I think yeah, well that's why this is what I would be showing, right? In the end, it's all a matter of how you use it, right? So you'd be like for example, if excuse me, if I make a tutorial sorry about that. If I make a tutorial, it'd be probably just the body itself would only play like some arms moving around, or some kind of just a simple animation, maybe like a punch or something that I have in my library. But the face would be playing the generated dialogue. So hopefully that's making sense, and or at least it sounds like something that's of what you were thinking for to have something useful. All right, let's select these two houses here. Actually, there's going to be 3 of them, so I'm going to want to bring them to this level. And I'm going to keep the terrain for now, just to kind of gauge how far I need to sculpt my my main terrain. All right, let's jump into Alt J. Actually, I thought it was Alt J. Okay, top level. So I'm gonna try and hide some of these things. Hopefully I'm not gonna select them as well. Oh yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. The only thing is, so I'm not entirely sure if that's a sequence, like a cinematic. Is it? Can you share a link of how that looks in the game, like from a walkthrough or something like that? Because that could help me get a better idea of what's happening, right? Alright, let's select this. I don't want this group. Oh, whoopsie. Not that. I don't want that either. I want that. Let's unselect. Come on. Why won't it unselect the group? So if you're interested, holding down Control and Alt can deselect, do a kind of a selection deselect on, or not a selection, but do a this kind of square selection, but you would deselect the items. Alright, so I think we're on the right, we have the right items selected. Let's bring them up. Come on, oh, a little more, a little more. Yeah, if you paste it in the chat, I'll be able to see it. No, I can see, there's also like a pretty big delay. Even though I have it set to low latency, there's a pretty big delay between what I'm seeing on the screen and what I'm saying. So alright, so now I'm gonna bring this garage to be at the higher level here, and that way we have a kind of a multi-level type of setup. You can also send it, and we can chat some more if you'd like. We can chat some more on Discord. I posted my Discord earlier. Let me try and post it again if anybody is interested. Let me see where that is at. Here, copy. Here, so we can follow up some more on Discord if you like. Okay, I think that's kind of prototyping is going a lot better than I was expecting. I wasn't hoping for much. You know, I was thinking, okay, I want to do it kind of a little bit, you know, place these on a different elevation. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Marek. And you know, see how it works, but it actually kind of works pretty well. Yeah, it looks a little disjointed, especially because, you know, there's like, what's going on here? So let's fix that real quick. And I think I might that's where I'm gonna end the stream. You know, it's closing in on 2 hours. There's, you know, 20 more minutes, and that could be the a good way to end it. So just finishing off this slope here and how that kind of works. Yeah, Discord should work. Marek, Discord should work, I think. And okay, so we'll leave it. We'll leave the rest of it like so, and let's unhide things. And what I want to do is I'm gonna sculpt the terrain so that it reaches this area here is flat, and then down here we'll place like a couple of the we'll reuse some of the things that these little cliff sections. This maps look great. Well, thank you. I know you pulled the message back, but I can't take full credit for it. The developer, this is the Nordic conifer biome, and yeah, I kind of spruced it up a little bit, gave it a little bit more variety of trees because it was a little flat. So I've added this giant pine tree as well in here, just so that it gives a little bit, it changes up a little bit, and but yeah, I can't take credit for it. It's also a pack from the marketplace. It's an awesome pack, so I can highly recommend it. It's also performing really well, and so that's why I'm really happy with it. But yeah, I do end up sculpting quite a bit of it just for the kind of the man-made asset placement. Like the the gas station, the laundromat, the supermarket, the bunker, the mansion area for the there's a mansion, the and kind of that water facility where people are working. So, and also there's gonna be like a mine exploitation area. But so when it comes to those, I do need to sculpt the terrain to fit them in. All right, let's finish off sculpting this area here. And again with the flatten, one of the most useful tools. Oh, that's too much. Let's see, negative 1700 to push it further down. Oh, that's too much. Or I guess I went a little too far with it. 1690. What was the happy median? Negative 1695. So did you make the landscape materials automatic or hand painted? Well, so that's the thing, and that's why I like this map so much, because it already comes like this. It already has like the path painted, even though I'm gonna paint over it, and it already comes with some really nice materials. So that's why like I said, marketplace is a gold mine sometimes. So Trida, you're asking just a quick one. Did you ever apply to a mega grant, and did you fix a date to finishing this project? Yeah, well, it's like I said, I have not applied to a mega grant. I'm gonna apply to it when I get it into a more of a playable. It's playable, but once I have something that I can show off in a video that's longer than 10 minutes, or so I can show like a little bit of gameplay. The start of the game, with the plane crash sequence. Not the plane crash because you jump out of the airplane, but oh no, come on, really? Am I running into this auto-saving thing again, or okay, that's gonna kill it. But I was definitely thinking, and I'm definitely considering applying, and but yeah, I want to have something that's that I've shared with you guys, and some of you might already have tried it out before I actually send it to Epic, because I do want to have a strong application, right? And in the end, it's it's not so much about the money, right? I do have a day job, so I can, pay for food and pay for housing, which is important. Yeah, the money would from a mega grant will definitely help, for promotional stuff and what have you. But but yeah, I want to have something solid to show, you know, because there's probably so many that are applying to the mega grant, and some people are doing this full time. Most people are probably doing this full time. I am not. Chatty, I work as a software engineer. So I'm lucky enough to have that job, and to that allows me to also, when I get off work, I'm not stressed out of my mind. Um, I still have energy to put a couple of hours into this project, and that's a huge plus. So having the mega grants is awesome, but I you know I would not give up my job just to rely on a mega grant, so to speak. So what type of software application? So I use right now like, I'm kind of a jack of all trades, mostly Java, but there's quite a bit of administrative work as well going with this. So it's um, it comes with the territory. Other duties as assigned. You'll have a lot of those. So whoever thinks that they're just gonna start a job and do exactly what they wish for, um, oh, what type of company? Uh, is that what you're asking? And oh my God, this takes forever. Oh, so it's college, it's education. So what we do is we do a lot of kind of REST work to get data from a vendor and pull it into our database, and so that's what I mostly focus on. Hopefully that answers your question. I should have turned off this autosave. Oh man, I'm sorry about this, guys. I need to. I'm every time I do this, I'm trying to remember to turn off the nanite on the landscape, and I always forget to do it. So here we are. I really wish to just finish this little area here. It's just kind of it's stuck with me right now. Hey Cypher, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so I wish I would have let's see, hopefully I'm wondering if it didn't like just completely freeze up this time. So Chatty, no, it's actually and of course, since I only have an i5 from like freaking last century, it only has one core to run at this, and it's just probably a 2 at the most. Okay, there it goes, finally. No, so what it happens is with the, oh no, 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 I did not want to do that. Let's take a look at the landscape. So this one, I believe I had enabled nanite, at least, yeah, so enable nanite. This is what's completely, at least for me on my end, completely killing when you're trying to save it. So yeah. All right, let's finish off this this stream with some glorious terrain sculpting, so to speak. Okay. Well, so it's almost at the surface level. Well, yeah, I think that's where it should be. Okay, perfect. I think it's there. Alright, let's just kind of flatten some of this area around here and around here. There we go. And now I want to find one of my cliff meshes. Let's see, where are they? Here's one. Oh, Cypro, thank you so much. Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of progress, I have to say. I'm really thrilled with it. All right, let's add a little bit of one of these things here. Chatty, that's a good question. Hallelujah, 3 dot. Yeah, indeed. So I heard Nanite doesn't work well with landscape. Well, it's not necessarily that it doesn't work well, because I do like it when it's turned on. I think I did notice some change with it, but the only thing is when you're saving, that's when I run into these troubles, and I'm not sure exactly why, but it might depend on your specs as well, because like my specs are not the best, so to speak. But yeah, if you have something that's like a modern computer, then probably it's not gonna be so bad. Delete this because it just doesn't fit in there. So yeah, I'm definitely inching to getting a an updated PC. Huh. Okay, that's a good point, Chatty. Thank you so much for suggesting that. I did not know. That's like I said, the only frustration that I ran into was kind of this thing with the saving. But aside from that, I did not have other issues. It's just this when I'm trying to save it, it's kind of doing this takes forever when Nanite is enabled. I don't know why, but there might be some reasons behind it, I'm guessing. There we go. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for mentioning it, because I did not know that. I mean, I did not know that there was other people that had the similar issues, So if you look up Nordic conifer biome, that's the name of that's the name of the pack. Oops, I think the strength is a little too big on this one. Oh, nice, Valley of the Ancient. Yeah, I've heard of that. That could be an interesting watch. Totally. Thank you, Chatty. Alright, well, so there we go. It's quick and simple, I guess. Adding this thing here to just to help with that slope. Let's see if we can also reuse it a little bit for this area here where it meets the street, kind of right there. Yeah, Nordic conifer biome. I think that's what it's called. If I yeah, Nordic. Yeah, exactly. Nordic conifer biome. That's what it is. Okay, there we go. So that way we can fake this a little bit. Let's see if I can find something that's a little bit straighter for a mesh. Whoa, that's gigantic. I did not realize this one was so large. I might just keep this one. Alright, that kind of blends in pretty decently. I mean, for a kind of a scrappy little section of work here. Alright. Well, so I think that kind of ends the stream almost at 2 hours, where I usually want to keep it like right around 2 hours. And yeah, so thank you so much everybody for stopping by. Hopefully, again, it was something useful, interesting to see. And by next week, I hope to show you the equipping of, picking up actually picking up a gas mask off the floor, equipping it, showing up that you have a gas mask, that little icon turning a darker color from like the gray color, and equipping it the same with the pistol or weapon. So I hope to see you then. So Chatty, before you leave, do you have a stream you did on modular building workflow? Well, so do you are you referring to creating modular buildings, or using what's already there? Because like stuff like this again is the marketplace, like with these modular pieces. Well, 3Die, thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great shower, and I'll see you next week. So Chatty, that's a good point. I'm trying to think if there's anything on my docket for something like that. I don't think I've shown how I made those cylinder sections for the bunker in a previous stream, but that one's modular and it's pretty simple. Xai, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Yep, no, perfect. It's definitely something that I was thinking of sharing more of the metahuman stuff that I'm using, because I can't really find a lot of stuff out there either, so hopefully this will help somebody. And Chatty, if you want, you can always message me on, if you have my Discord, you can always message me on Discord, and I can do a quick screen share with you and show you what I have set up and how I've created those particular assets. And Sai, that's my plan, to use ALS and kind of show off of that, because it's a popular free animation package, so I think it might be used by a lot of people as well, and that might be helpful to start from that. So I'll probably use that, and it might be easier because it already has some like movement animations and so on. and it already has some NPCs built in, so you know, kind of basics, but it's a good point to start from. So, but Chadi, if I don't have you on Discord, let me paste that in again. I'm not sure if hopefully I still have it. No, it's fine. You know, we can always chat for 5-10 minutes. I enjoy speaking with people, so if I can help you by sharing, just 5-10 minutes of my time, that's totally fine. Yeah, Xai, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate that. I definitely appreciate it. I do have some other ideas for tutorials, so I just need to find the time to put them into action, So that's the only thing. Okay, well, that's gonna be it for me, everybody. Thank you again so much for stopping by. And Chadi, just add me on Discord and we can chat if you like. So, all right. Y'all have a great rest of your day, a great week coming up, and I'll see you next week.